That's the job that no keeper in the country ever wants to have to do. Had a fox strike here. So annoying. Looked after these birds from day one. Get them to 10, 11 weeks old. The gates in the daytime, they're all going out, all coming back at night. Put the electric fence on, but somehow it's managed to slip in, past all the defences, and had a bit of a field day, or field night. I think it was done probably first thing this morning as they were coming off to roost, because these birds, you know, when they're roosting at night time, they're right at the top here. So I probably waited for it to come down off the roost, nab them, kill them, bury them in the top against the trees, whatever. But it's just, you know, it's one of them shots, really gut wrenching to have to do it. But we picked them up. Now I've got to take these down to the blue bins, put them in there, and give the firm a call to come and pick them up and dispose of. The other thing about it is as well, with those birds, they've been stirred up real frantically this morning, and now I'll be keeping a close eye on them just to make sure they don't go down with anything. So something like that, real stressed out, that could bring on coxie, that could bring on hexameter, and it's something I need to keep a close eye on and make sure that we're in front of that if that does happen. Well, I only seen like yesterday that I was putting this out and getting electric shock off this fence, but birds are all out, all gone. As soon as I let the birds out and they're all gone, the first thing I do is take the net off, so if anything wants to get back in or come out, fly out, they can and not get tangled up in the net. So I've got the net done, it's in the bag, so I'll turn that off before I do any work on it, and so now's the time to just dismantle it all and take the sections and put them all back into the storage. So first things first, we'll take this off. Well, now we've turned the electric off. First job after that is to take the electric or the fence down. That's not in the way, so not tripping me up while I'm doing everything else. Right, so all I do, these used to guard the springs that I had before I went over to pan feeders. So they do make excellent wire. I'm just coming to the end of this now. So that's that. Just do on here, very simple. by 30. So when it comes to next year and I'm looking for a 30 by 30 bit of electric fence, there we are, we know it's that. It's certainly a lot easier coming out than what they were going in. When I was putting these in, it was just concrete, but as you can see, the rain we've had now, it's just made life a little bit more easier. same thing with that. It's very simple. 30x30, 2025, good. That saves me next year getting all there and then putting a 20x30 on. So I've got the wrong bag, so just a simple little thing like that. So that's all the sort of like the niggly bits out the way, the net, the wire, the posts. So now we can just concentrate on taking the sections down now. As you can see, we do save the cable ties. A bit fiddly, but rather than just cut them and leave them here, so we do try and save them. So this is the scaffolding post, like I said. As we all know, gives a very good earth for the electric fence. Right, strap them down. So that's another one in the shed now. So that's all the partridge runs are all down in the shed, nets in the sheds hanging up, posts, everything's away now. And I'll come back up here this afternoon and just rearrange these hoppers to get a few more in the hedge, and then redo some drinkers, and then that'll be these well and truly released, and it'll just be a case of just keeping an eye on the hoppers and topping them up as and when needed. So as you can see here now, with the covers, it's been probably the worst year that I've ever known for covers to get established on here anyway. I can't speak for anyone else, but on here it's been an absolute nightmare. We had 4 really harsh dry spells and one just after we'd planted it. I was faced with a decision what to do about spraying. I decided I wasn't going to spray in case we had to re-drill, which we did eventually have to re-drill, and now because we didn't spray, the problem we've got is we've got good old-fashioned fat hen, which on its own it's not too bad. You know, I wouldn't sort of too displeased to just have that. But unfortunately, it's joined with that, which I think you pronounce it amaranth, or pigweed. That's a nightmare, absolute nightmare. There's a billion seeds in there, and you know, we've got to face this problem next year when it comes to re-drilling. So we're gonna have to pre-immersion really with a really good chemical to stop that coming through. Hopefully we'll get the maize right and the weather conditions are right, and then if we have to, we can go in later on and spray it again. But so when you stand out in the field, it looks real nice. When you look back, you think, oh, that's lovely, look at real green. But the problem is it's just too thick. You know, partridges don't like thick cover, and this is a partridge drive. It's one of our main partridge drives, and it's too thick. So because it's too thick, I've had to, at the weekend, as you can see here, I've just had to get the swipe in here, and just swipe a few rides in here, just so it gives them a bit of room they can move about in. I mean, partridges love it where they can get underneath the canopy, you know, and just wander up and down, feel safe from anything above, and you know, just feel generally safe. But in here, it's too thick for them. But it is what it is, and we'll see what this season brings. So that's all the partridge sections in now. So all the ones that are good that can go straight out next year are here. And then what I've done, anything that needs a repair is all there. So as I take them out, there's 12 sections to a run. I take them out, and if I get to a section that hasn't got 12 sections, I'll go over there, and the corresponding one will be there. I'll get that fixed, take it out, and jobs are good. So they're all in the dry now, ready for next year. There, they fall on the floor. Bit like Blue Peter is one I made earlier. I'll come back here later. I've got a big well, I can get 3 IBCS 3,000 litre water tank from the farm, and I'm filling up all the outside header tanks, because the birds have now got to that stage where they're out of the pens, they're coming to the edge of the woods, and they're just beginning to start exploring out the woods. So I've got a couple of hoppers here and a tank, and I'll fill this up so when they sort of get here, then I can start using the water tank. So that's my job today. So this is a working example of what I've got. Just put the empty one over there. So we've got a full IBC onto an old galvanised trough that I I put a ball valve drinker here, and it's all connected to the tap. Need to do that up a little bit. I still have to be a bit careful because they get fragile there, and after a while little slides will split there. Once they split there and water's coming out, that's the whole one of these finished. So but that's there. Everything's working. That'll do. The pen's just through there. It's only about 8 yards through there. The birds are getting out, they're exploring a bit more. So here's a drinker for them right here. And like I say, then when they get further out, there's another one over the other side of the field down the belts. Normally another one there somewhere. Yeah, there's a little family there. Look, we've got the buck at the back, the doe in the middle, and the youngster at the front there. So we're about just under 2 weeks away from our first shoot day, and one of the little things that I like doing is making the flags. So it's my little spot here. I'll come along here, I'll cut about 25 hazel sticks down, or about like that, go to the back of the workshop, trim them up, put a bit of plastic there, put a bit of plywood along the side, and then get them ready. Good thing about hazel, you just keep like your coppers in it. Every time you cut a bit down, it's like your coppers in it. So really, all I'm looking for really is a what is it, hazel? Cut that bit off there. There's a bit here, nice and straight, and I can take that back to the workshop, trim it all up, cut it in a length, and that'll be a good flag stick. So as you can see here, we've got a mature oak tree, and it's absolutely full this year of acorns. And with the high winds that we've been having, they're obviously falling down. And as you can see all around the bottom here, it looks like the deer have been having a feast. So it's been chomping on them. So good year for acorns. It looks like the fallow will be in good health. Well, that's enough of the like sticks or flag poles, whatever you want to call them. So what I'll just do now is roughly trim them, take them back into the yard. All I'm just literally trying to do is just trim it up a bit and get a good length. So what I'll do there is I'll cut that there. I took all the brash off really, and when I get back to the farm I'll just get a knife and just cut all this sort of these bits, knobbly bits off the side here, and then probably trim that down to about there. So we've got a nice straight bit of hazel, have a flag on it. Won't be able to stop them this year. That's 25 of these now, all in a nice length. I've taken back down the farm. I'll probably give them a couple of days, let them sort of dry out a little bit before I do anything with them. But that's the start anyway. It's been a good year for all natural fruit. As you can see here, this is a sweet chestnut. It's absolutely loaded. I haven't seen it as full and as heavy with fruit for a long time, and it's like the oak trees, the beech trees, absolutely loaded this year with fruit. My little theory is we didn't get the frost in April, May when it was all coming out on blossom. I think that's one of the biggest reasons why we got so much fruit, but that's absolutely laden. Very precise here. So that's the start of the flags. We've got the sticks in the other room. I just need to cut 10 bags to get 20 bits of plastic out. I do actually, I've worked in here too long and not throwing stuff away, but I do actually keep these because we have a couple of rolls of Sulin, and these are always good just to sort of fill up the gaps where the old bits are sort of worn out. So these will all be kept. These will all be chucked away, these little bits. This is the last one. There we are, 20 nice bits of bag. Ready for the actual handles to go on, which we'll do that tomorrow evening. We just, if you remember the other day I went up the wood and cut these bits of hazel down. Just literally got an old knife, just trimming them up. Can't have the beaters cutting their little fingers, can we? So just trimming it up so there's no knots in it on there. I we pre-cut the bags. And we've got them here, so it's just very simple. Put it there. Roll it over like that. Just got some ply, ordinary ply, 2 ply I think it is. Just cut into like a centimetre strips wide. That goes on there. A little tack. And there we have it. One flag. No doubt someone will find it not right, but that's how we do it on here. Roll it up, and as in the good old-fashioned Blue Peter way, here's something I made earlier. I've got a dozen of those flags now. I've got some that go on the gun trailer, some that go on the game cart, and those are all for the beaters. So that's that job done. So last job of the evening is to put the dog box on, and putting the dog box on the back of the truck means that's it. Tomorrow is D-Day, and I've been doing this job for quite a few years now. The old butterflies churning in the stomach, you start thinking of everything, and all of a sudden there's a million jobs that you haven't done before the first drive. But I'm afraid from now on, if it hadn't been done, that won't get done. So just going to put the box on, strap it down, go home, have a bit of tea, and not sleep at all till tomorrow morning. See you in the morning. There we are, first drive of the day, let's see how it goes.
Hold your flag up, Chris. Okay, Mike.
Going forward now, hang on.
Hold the line!
Jesus Christ. fucking birds in 83.
I'm just thinking of how many's fucking gone through. And just keep coming nice and steady. Don't stop.
Did you receive that, Mike?
Yeah, we're all moving.
Yeah, it looks like someone's run out of cartridges on number 6 peg. He's picking the empty ones up.
Put your flag up, boss.
That one died that's coming down the hedge that probably going to drop down by that gap somewhere.
Yeah, it's just gone over Di's side. Yeah. She'll pick that.